Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Keith's Kitchen and Outdoors. Hope everybody's having a great day, great week. Today, we got to do a lot of things that I can't afford to do. But what we can do is take a look at what we got going so far. So, biggest thing is I've had a little problem with my habaneros here lately. Last couple, 2-3 days, maybe a little more than that, 4 days. Of them just shedding their mature leaves, just completely shedding them, and it's very odd. They're not turning colors. There's a few of them that's got a few brown spots, a few yellow spots, but that's just some kind of bug or something. But for most part, they're not turning colors, as you can see here behind me. These two in this first planter here is my habaneros, and then this is a habanero, and then one of those is a habanero there. And they just losing all their mature leaves, just shedding them right off into the pot. And I'll go ahead and show you what I mean by that. So as you can see, all of those dead leaves right there are from my habanero plant. And then there's some more in that one and a whole lot in that one. I have no idea what's causing it. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. But they're not dying, they're just losing mature leaves, so they'll grow more mature leaves. It's got really hot here in Oklahoma. It's our first real heat wave of the summer. It's like 92 degrees or something like that, and the humidity makes the heat index feel like 101. So it's a little rough right now. As you can hear, I got some stuff going on. Caused my dill plant to bolt. As you can see, you got some flowers growing up here, so they haven't bloomed yet. I'm gonna go ahead and snip those off. It's causing my cilantro plant that I cut because it was bolting to bolt, so we're gonna have to cut that back down. I may not get much cilantro out of it this year. Kind of been a failed attempt so far for that. But the one thing that I'm just shocked about is the dying cucumbers that we moved away from the rest of the garden are starting to thrive. They still got them gray stems, but they've all got new growth. This one's got a cucumber growing, a little twirly, and then this one is just turned as green as could be, a little wilty right now because of the heat of the day. But they look fantastic. Even the one that I thought was gonna die for sure has got new growth coming out of it. So that don't make no sense, but I'm not complaining. Our new cucumbers over here, they're doing great. They got blooms on them. They're doing fantastic. Our Anaheims are still doing absolutely amazing. All of our pepper plants are starting to produce except for our habaneros, which have yet to do anything except for lose leaves. Our serrano plants are starting to become loaded. Show you here one of these plants. Got a whole lot of peppers on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 peppers on that one plant, and we got 4 of them. They're all just about that good. So there's that. Excuse me. And then our Anaheims have got huge. Both of my hot banana peppers over here are starting to produce. That's really nice. Both of these, all 3 of these jalapenos, starting to get peppers on them, starting to grow them. And then we get our habanero plants, and they're just struggling a little bit, but that's all right. We'll get them back going. I grilled some steaks last night, some burgers. Used my fresh thyme and rosemary, and they turned out absolutely amazing. So that's a plus. Then if we come over here, my favorite thing that's happened so far last couple days is my Kent Beauty has bloomed some flowers, and they are absolutely gorgeous, really doing well. You can see these turn real light green on the end, and then they got some purple flowers growing out of them, so that's doing awesome. And my tomato plants are doing okay. They're absolutely loaded when it comes to production, but this one needs to be repotted. I don't have the money to repot it because soil is $20 a bag. And my mint plant got a little wilty because I didn't get to water the last 2 or 3 days. Had so much going on. Been helping an aunt and uncle out with building chicken coops and getting ready for their guineas that they're getting to cut down on their tick problem. So hadn't had a lot of time here at the house, but it'll be all right. My last video, I made a update towards the end of the video. I was actually at the sale barn with my aunt buying some chickens for their farm and some guineas. So anyway, we're gonna get into this video. Not 100% sure what we're gonna do today. Either which way, we gotta go to the town, go to Ace Hardware, go to the grocery store, and pick some stuff up. But can't do that without a truck, because my truck is in the shop getting the front bumper fixed. Hence the reason I don't have any money. So let us walk, I suppose. Okay, so went down to my local Ace Hardware, bought 2 bags, pot and mix, Miracle Grow brand, same as I've done all year. Everything I've done has been that brand. Excuse me. We're gonna go ahead and replot some things. Probably the most urgent is not the tomato plant that I need to get repotted. Probably is more like these cucumbers that I need to get repotted before they start tangling each other's roots up with each other. So I'm going to repot at least 2 of the cucumbers, and then we're going to try to put this pretty plant down here. I don't even remember what it's called. Let's see. It is called a confetti red, and it's got roots growing out the bottom. Bought it for my wife, so we're going to try to get it potted up and put into this either this purple container or that clay pot that we took the strawberries out of in our last video. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so we're basically done with the cucumber transplant. We got this one completely done, this one completely done, and we ran out of soil. So we need more soil for this one to raise it up, finish filling it out, and we need more soil for that one to finish filling it out. So we're gonna have to go buy 1 more bag of soil, and hopefully I'm done spending money after that, because I don't like spending it. And then we got this one transplanted as well. Y'all can see how much soil that took to fill. It filled basically 2 3/4, and then that clay pot. So basically 3 of these would give you be 2 cubic feet bags, which is 50 quarts each. So 100 quarts of soil will fill basically 3 of those tubs there. And they're probably 10-gallon tubs, I imagine. You can do the math on 50 quarts by 10 gallons, see if I'm right. But anyway, I got a call from the body shop down here in my local town, and so we're gonna take my wife's truck back to her where she works, which is just across the road from the body shop. Walk across the road, pick my truck up, go back to my local Ace Hardware, buy another bag, and then hopefully finish these out and be done with that for the day. So we'll see you there. All right, we are here. Just picked my truck up. Cost me 400 bucks. I was actually told that it would be like $392. I got here and one of the parts had went up in price from the time they ordered it, I guess. Before they ordered it, it was like $392, and they asked for $413 at the end of it, so it went up a little bit, 20-ish bucks, and a little more than that. So I told them, I was like, look, I was told $392, so I only brought $400 with me, paid in cash, but I can run across the road to the bank. I said, just give me a few minutes, and they were absolutely great about it. They said, no, don't worry about that, 400 is perfectly fine. I said, are you sure? They said, yeah, we're sure. And so I got it done for 400, got it for 13 bucks off, I guess. Not a bad deal. So anyway, yeah, let's see here. Here's the receipt. I won't put the name in here. You see $413.75 is what they asked for. I gave them 400, and they took care of that for me. Have to blur out that address, I guess. But anyway, big thank you to my local body shop. If y'all are watching, that's awesome. If not, no big deal. I'm sure you're not. But anyway, big thank you to y'all. Y'all did a fantastic job. Couldn't even tell that there was a new part on there. It looked like brand new. So thank you very much. Down here at the local Ace Hardware, got me a bag of potting mix. $20 and some change for that bag. Before tax, they're like $18.99 or something. After tax, it's $20 and some change. So finally got that, and going to go back to the house and hopefully finish up those 2 cucumbers, and if we have enough left, we'll either add them to our strawberry patch in the back, or we'll do a tomato plant as well. So, let's do it. Complete side note, rabbit trail, I know I'm bad about those, but these things right here are absolutely fantastic. I love these things. Everfresh, Honey Crisp, 100% apple juices. It is made from concentrate, but man, it's fantastic. Okay, so I got both of these that were not ready. I went ahead and got them, finished them up. They're looking good. Next thing we need to do is show you how I add these to my plants. You've seen them before and in there, but I deliberately put these just a touch off center, all 4 of them. The first one I did on accident, realized it worked pretty good, and went ahead and did it to the rest of them. Just a touch off center from the bucket, and then that gives it where when I put this in here, and I actually take these and bend these out like this. We got a spider on it, but be careful. Sheesh. Whoosh. Good grief, I hate spiders. I was screaming like a little girl. Spider comes on top of me. Take these, bend these out, and then I put them in the center of the pot, and it allows, since the plant is just a little bit off center, allows that plant to be right up against the edge of these so that it can go ahead and grab a hold and let the cucumbers grow up it. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put that in and show me doing that. Okay, so a little bit weird angle, but just take this, flip it upside down, center it up in the pot for the most part, press it on down. This one's getting caught on a stick or something, so then I'll just take this up, re-angle that out, right back down, same holes. Ugh. Hit yourself in the head, that's a good idea. Sheesh, get that spider away from me. Ugh. Anyway, so then this one's a little far away still, but it'll be all right. Just take and prop up the plant on the wire like So, and then hopefully as they develop those little vines that come out, they'll latch onto this and they'll grow right up it. So anyway, all right, my hands are all dirty, but should be all done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my water on. Watch my hose get all tight. All right. Sorry for bad quality. I'm trying to record with my left hand and I'm uncoordinated. So I always make sure when I water that I don't water anything that is still in the sun unless I'm super careful. And I do this right here. If I do that, I get right down at the very base, and then I just right in the base of it. Not careful not to get anything on the leaves of the plant itself, because you can very easily cause sunburn on your leaves from that water magnifying the sun. So I make sure only water everything in the shade unless there's something out there that looks really, really wilty, and then I'm very careful to only get everything on the base of the plant. So go ahead and get these things watered up. And since this is their first watering, I want to really soak this down. A couple reasons. They're young plants, so they need lots of water to grow right now. And then also this soil can very easily become what's called hydrophobic. And then I'll flash something up on the screen explaining what that is. But basically, for lack of a better term, it becomes waterproof. The water can still get through the soil, but it doesn't soak into the soil near as well. It just basically, you could put it on the table, pour water on top of it, and the water would just push it out of the way and not soak up into any of it at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these watered, get the plant we planted over there, that confetti red plant, watered up, and then call it a day, I think. We're also gonna go and do a taste test of the pickles that we made in the last video, so stay tuned. So I took what was left of that last bag of soil and dumped it into my strawberry patch here. So I planted this strawberry back here, oh, I don't know, probably, well, 2 videos ago, I think. It's probably going on a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, probably a week and a half-ish. And it had a little sprout here from a runner that didn't have any roots on it. Had a little sprout here, and the very tip of it was about right here on this runner here. And it has already grown out to here, and started putting down roots here. It's got roots here and here. All of these were just blooms when I planted it, and now they are full-on strawberries. Let's go ahead and pluck that little plant out of there. And then this one over here, it's a little wilty today, got a little hot. I gave them a little water earlier. Again, being careful not to touch the plant with the water as much as I could, just the base. This one over here had no runners on it, and it's got a little runner right here coming out, and then it started one right here as well. I don't know if y'all can see that very good, but and it's got some strawberries on it. It hadn't even produced any strawberries yet, but it does have strawberries on it. That one we've got a couple, 2 or 3 strawberries off of, and it seems to really be producing now. So really awesome progress with our strawberry plant. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping I put them in the ground and they would start spreading like wildfire. What's awesome about strawberries is once you plant strawberries, you should never have to buy another strawberry plant again, because they do this. They take them little runners and take off. And so you can come out and pick your mother plant every year, bring it in, and they will, and put it in a pot, bring it inside, and it will live up to like 10-ish years. And usually it doesn't produce any strawberries after year 5, maybe 6 if you're lucky. It produces all its production are in the first 5 years. And I could be wrong on the 10-year mark, but I know all its production is in the first 5-ish years. and that year 3 is about peak production. So these are in year 1, and it's going to have a lot of little runners coming off of each of those mother plants. And I'll go out when winter comes, pick me the 2 mother plants that I planted and 2 or 3 more good ones, put them in pots, bring them in the house. They're somewhere where it's temperature controlled, and kind of just water them over the winter and keep them alive. And then I'll take and do the same to the other little starter plants, and then I'll give them away as gifts. They're awesome gifts, little strawberry starter plants. And then by then, all the plants you've just given away can become their own mother plant and produce runners of their own, and that's what will happen. And so you can start out with two plants and 10 times your production in 1 year if you kept them all for yourself. So I've started out with 2 plants this year, and then hopefully by next year we have like I don't know, 5 or 6 plants that we put in the ground, and then from those, the next year we'll produce another 5 or 6 plants from them that we keep on our own. Or by that point we may be in a place where we can keep them all and just leave them in the flower bed in our garden, in our greenhouse or whatever. So strawberry plants are awesome. I don't like strawberries personally, but I like a lot of things you can make with strawberries, like smoothies and different things. So my wife loves them. That's why we have them. Okay, so what we have here is I got myself a glass of iced tea and a jar of the pickles that I did in my last video. I'll try and remember to link that video down below. Right here is some of that roasted garlic. You can see mustard seeds, minced garlic, peppercorns, mustard seed, circling around in there, some dill weed in there. Most of this is store-bought with dill weed. My dill weed I just harvested and it wasn't big enough to where I felt like I could go out and pick it again. But today is the day. Let's see, I did the video for the pickles on Thursday, and today is Monday. So we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that's 4 days, right in the middle of that 3 to 5 day sweet spot that I talked about. This is the jar. This has not been opened yet. This is the jar. It's got the brine that I made in it, and it has slicers. It has some hothouse, and it has some spears all in here. And then I did an individual pickling of each one of those types as well. But we're going to try, in particular, this jar where it's got all 3. There we go. All 3 of them. Some dill weed hanging there. That way we can kind of have an idea of whether the pickles are ready to eat in the other jars as well. And we can say, hey, you know what? Yes, the spears are ready, but the slicers are not, or whatever. So this is a pickle, and I can tell because of the darker color and the fact that it was right on the top, that I actually sliced a few pieces of cucumber and put it into my brine when I made my brine. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up a little bit. Bad angle, but hey. I actually boiled these in my brine. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this one. Not bad. A little bit mushy. And that's just because it was boiled. It was cooked more than the other ones were just raw and had this hot pulled, good grief, I can't English today, the hot brine poured over top. So here is a half spear. Had to cut them in half to get them to fit on top of the other pickles. Here's a half spear. So those spears have a really good crunch. The cucumber's taste is gone. but there's not as much dill taste as I would like on them. And that could be for a couple reasons. It could be because it's just not been enough time for those pickles. And they could take longer. Or it could be that it's because I used store-bought dill. Store-bought dill is just not going to be as good as fresh dill. So let's dig around here and see if we can't fish out a, let's see, they're pretty high up on this side. See if we can't fish out one of these other ones. Ooh, I'm spilling everything. Almost got it. Voila. So there is one of the hothouse, and I can tell from the ridges on the side, and it's not as big as the slicer. So, and it's got a mustard seed right there. It don't matter. Ain't gonna hurt the flavor. It's not bad. I like the flavor of that one a lot better than I do the slicers. Seems to be pickled a little better, but I don't like the texture of that particular cucumber, or pickle, whatever you want to call it. It's not mushy, but it's just not as crunchy. It's good, just not what I was hoping it would be. Definitely not as good as the fresh cucumber out of my garden that I used in the first pickling brine that I did. So now let's fish out a slicer. Boy, these things are big. So you can see these are a lot bigger for sure than the hothouse. So there's my slicer. You can see they don't have near as many ridges. And this feels like it's still got some pretty good crunch to it. Let's go ahead and try it. Sorry, I was getting a call. I actually like that slicer way better than I do the hothouse, for sure. Maybe not quite as much as the spears, if the spears were fully pickled the way these seem to be fully pickled. Spears maybe just take a little longer. That's my guess. Again, still not as good as the first batch I did, where I used my fresh dill from my garden, my fresh cucumbers from my garden, whereas these are store-bought cucumbers and store-bought dill. But not bad. We'll still eat them. Still good enough to give away to family and friends. And that's what we'll be doing with a couple jars to see what they think. So I will record my wife's reaction, if I can get her to let me, when she gets home in about 30-ish minutes. So until then, see you later. All right, my wife finally home from work, even though she's 30 minutes late. Don't worry about it. And she is going to try the 3 types of pickles that I tried earlier. So, baby doll.
I was gonna say that was just straight dill.
There you go.
Which one's this one?
Just take the spear. This is the spear. Pickle spears. My wife's name is Chelsea. Chelsea, meet the fans.
You got pickle juice on me.
It's okay.
Oh, good.
Compared to the first ones, what'd you rate the first ones I did that they didn't see me do?
Probably like an 8 out of 10.
Okay. And what would you rate that one you just had?
Like a... I can't rate them all 8 out of 10s, can I?
No, you cannot. That's cheating.
Okay. Well then, probably like a 7 out of 10. It's just a normal pickle.
Okay. This is the hothouse pickle.
It's sweet.
Which one what would you rate it?
Like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
It's
and
good.
Pickle slicer, or the cucumber slicer. What was that face?
It's good.
And what would you rate it?
Probably like a 6 out of 10. It still had a pretty cucumbery taste.
And then have one of these.
What is that one?
This is one of the pickles that I just sliced and diced and threw in the brine itself while I was boiling it.
It's good.
And what would you rate it?
Like 7 out of 10.
Okay. So she rated the ones I did first the highest. And I agree. The ones I did the first time that y'all did not see me do were better. But these have not had as long to sit in the brine as those did. So maybe they'll get better as time goes on. I would rate the slicers, or the spears like she just ate, probably a 5 out of 10. And then the hot house I would rate a 4 out of 10. And the slicers I would rate a 6 out of 10. My first one's definitely an 8 or 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, those are gone already. So hopefully they'll get better as time goes on. And if not, it's probably because they're store-bought cucumbers and store-bought deal and not fresh. Can't beat fresh. Anyway, everybody say thank you to my wife for making an appearance on the YouTube channel with me. She might have her own channel in the future. We'll see. If we do, don't forget to go over and like and subscribe and all that stuff to her channel. And thank y'all for watching. Come back again in about 2 to 3 days and we'll have another YouTube video for you. Not sure what we're going to be doing yet, but we'll figure it out.